Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Community Health Team's Facebook live session. Here we are back on a Friday. We've been away a little while, we had a little bit of a sabbatical, but back now and ready to go. So I hope everybody's been keeping well. The weather's certainly improved over the past few weeks, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So you've got me, in case you've forgotten who I am, because it's been a wee while since you've seen me. I'm Alison Connor, the Community Health Worker for the Community Health Team, and with me, Line Manager Robin Faulkner. Okay, so sun safety. We're going to talk a wee bit about why you should keep yourself safe in the sun. Okay, so first of all, let's see, why is sun protection so important? So I've brought with me some sun protections. Okay, now it is absolutely vital, absolutely essential, important. I don't know what other adjectives to use, but it's really important for you to protect your skin in the sun. You don't want to get sunburnt at all because that's damaging your skin. Okay, so I'll go through the factors that I've got with me. So factor 15, you're going to get low to medium protection with this. So if you apply this, apply it often, quite a lot, and make sure that you're covering all your body that's exposed to the sun with it. I've got a factor 30 with me, okay, so that's a high protection, so again, cover yourself with that quite liberally. And the other one, this is factor 50. Now a lot of people say, I'm not wearing factor 50, I won't get a tan. You will. Factor 50 is great to use, it will protect you and it makes you be able to stay in the sun a lot longer than if you've got the lower one, say 15 for instance. And an absolute no-no in the sun is oils. I know some people that want to tan quickly and they will put certain types of oils on their skin. Basically, if you've ever fried any food at home, that's what you're doing to your skin. So don't damage your skin, make sure you're putting on sun protection. And you know, you just scoot it on, look, I'm doing that already, so rub it right in. Now, especially for children as well, make sure that you're rubbing it in all over. Make sure you get the hands, etc. too. So you would put on your factor, and I'm trying to advocate you use factor 50 if you can, but it has been noted that most of us put on less than half what we really need to be putting on. So make sure you're covering yourself with it. Now I'll take the specs off for a second. If you're covering your face, make sure you do all your face with your sun cream. Pay particular attention. See the ears? Sometimes they're forgotten about, so make sure that you're getting the tips of your ears as well. Neck. Now we're very good at protecting the neck and the front of our body, but it has been noted again that what we do tend to fall down on is the back of the neck and the sides. So cover face, ears, make sure you get the whole of the front of the neck and right round the back. Now if you think you can't get all the way around or cover all the bits that are exposed, get somebody to do it for you. The spray is great because you know you can be quite flexible with it, but make sure you're getting yourself covered. So is that quite clear then? Make sure, Robin, do you think people have understood what I've said?
I think they have, yeah.
Yeah, Robin, you do use your sun cream, don't you?
I have, yeah, I have. Well, it's still burning a little bit, but I'm just also wondering, what about your scalp? If people have got kind of exposed scalp.
Okay, if you've got an exposed scalp, what you can do is put, if you've got any bald spots or that, you would put your sun cream on it. But what do you think you should be doing? Hat. Now this is quite a good hat, it's got a peak on it, okay, so it's going to protect your eyes as well, because you really need to watch what you're doing with your eyes in the sun too. So either wear a baseball cap and make sure to cover the back of the neck, because that's not going to cover the back of the neck, or a bucket hat. You know the bucket hats that you've got, you would put it on and it's got a brim around it, or make sure you've got a sombrero-like hat. The Mexicans have got it right, haven't they? They wear big sombreros, yeah? So if you get a big hat, make sure that you're wearing that. If you're out in the sun and if you wear prescription glasses like myself, maybe you could get prescription sunshades. These ones aren't prescription sunshades, but protect your eyes. Never ever look directly at sunlight, okay? Because you don't want to be damaging your eyes. Now, I have got a pure load of props up there because it's handy for me to have them because it'll make me think about what I have to talk to you about. Now, what I'm going to be to show you, ta-da! Anybody know what they are? These are a pair of socks. Now, the reason I'm showing these is because a certain member of my family, who shall be named nameless, however, my oldest son, was sunbathing in the garden, giving me his due. He had all his sun protections on and everything, but he was sitting there, took his sandal things off, and I went to visit him a few days later, and I thought he had a real bad skin complaint. His feet were bright red. So don't forget to cover your feet. If you are going to be taking, obviously you're at the beach maybe, or you're walking about your garden, you take your socks and that off. Again, please make sure you cover your feet, because they burn just the same as any other part of the body. And if you burn your feet, you will really feel the pain, because you have to use your feet to walk about, don't you? So make sure that you cover them. Right, what can we do to keep ourselves safe in the sun and keep ourselves cool? Well, look at this. This is an age-old invention, a fan. Absolutely brilliant for keeping you cool. If you're going out to a restaurant at night, or you're going out to a bar or anything, you know it can get quite hot. So something like a fan is absolutely brilliant, okay? And if you want, it's quite easy to carry. It can go in your bag. Doesn't take up a lot of room, but hey presto, there you go, and you feel cool quite quickly. The other thing, I better not spray this because I'll be spraying it at Robin and he won't really like that unless he's feeling too hot. But you're sitting in your garden, you could be spraying your face, just one of these. These cost less than £1 and you get them in some of the bargain bucket shops, you know, in and around Dundee. So we've got that too. Now, babies. Here I go, I've brought my baby with me today, okay? So, very important to keep babies out of the sun, okay? Keep them out of the sun. Don't wrap them up in too many blankets or anything like that. Keep them nice and loose. If the sun's come out, you can try and cover them up or put maybe a netting over. Now, what I would like to get out there is, please don't do this to your babies when they're in their pram. Okay, this is a buggy. I couldn't quite get my hands on a pram. My granddaughter wouldn't let me take her pram for obvious reasons. She's so attached to it. But this is a no-no. All you're doing is conducting a lot of heat inside the buggy, and your baby could overheat. And another bad thing about covering your baby's buggy or pram is that you can't see if they're in distress because you've covered them up. So you wouldn't be able to see if they were overheating or anything. So no more covering buggies. I've seen it so many times, and I know that mums, carers, dads, whoever's got the wee one out, grandparents, they're thinking they're doing well, they're keeping the sun out of the baby's eyes. You're not really, you're just going to overheat your baby. So be careful and make sure, along with babies, along with toddlers, I'm going to talk about my favourite subject and you all know what that is. Hydration. You need to keep hydrated in the sun, okay? You need to have lots and lots of water. Here's my water here, there's bottles over there, and you definitely need hydration, because when I walk past gardens, when I go out on my walk, lots of people are out in their gardens having a great time, and you know what? They're having a little drink or two. So maybe they're having a little bottle of beer, maybe they're having a drink of wine, which is all good and well, but we know that alcohol dehydrates us. So if you're going to be drinking alcohol, it is not just important, it's absolutely vital and essential that you drink your water. So sun dehydrates you, alcohol dehydrates you, so really important to make sure you've got your water. And just a quick run through of what you're meant to be drinking. In a day, 2 litres, okay? So to get your 2 litres, fill that bottle up, okay? That's your 2 litre bottle, and keep it in the fridge. But you make sure that you keep going and filling it up all the time. Have water with you day and night. Don't like to go on about water too much, because that's everybody just thinks my middle name's Water, Alison Water Corner. But it really is so important. The other thing, what I should have said about the babies as well, let me jump back, is you can attach a parasol, okay, or some kind of covering, and if you've got your toddlers, get them to go under their umbrellas. Or get one of those pop-up tents, so every now and then they can jump into the pop-up tents, okay? Now, when we're out and about, we like to run about with our costumes on sometimes, especially the wee ones. They're in and out the paddling pools. Now, it's great that they're in and out the paddling pool because that'll keep them cool. So they're jumping in and out, but shoulders are exposed and a lot of the body's exposed. Make sure you cover the shoulders, because that's a really sensitive area as well. So make sure you're using your sun cream again, get them covered. Now, what can you do to make sure your kids' shoulders don't get burnt? Yeah, you can use your sun cream, but you can also use a t-shirt. Just put a t-shirt on top of the swimming suit, and that would help, okay? So, that's that. Another thing I would suggest that you take with you when you're going anywhere, oh God, where's it gone? Oh, here it is. Hand sanitizer, because we're going out and about a lot more now, and COVID's still out there, so still make sure that you're protecting yourself, not just with sun creams, but making sure you're protecting yourself with hand sanitizers, okay? So I've got the hand sanitizers and also the wipes, so you have that too. Now, we'll get a vitamin from the sun, so it's really important that we get the vitamin from the sun, which is vitamin D, okay? Now, it's recommended you get about 30 minutes of vitamin D a day. So make sure that you do get out and about, and make sure that you don't get yourself burnt though. Make sure you're covering up. Now, we've mentioned alcohol, Robin, we've mentioned hydration, we've mentioned kids, we've mentioned covering ourselves up. What about our furry friends? What about them? We've got to really look after them, because the amount of dogs that get taken out at times during the day when it's absolutely not a good idea to be taking your dog out. So I brought my dogs along with me today. These were borrowed again from the grandchildren. Woof woof. I'd asked Robin to bring Azra in. Remember Azra of the famous Whitfield Green scene? Azra was fantastic, jumping around on that doggy agility course. And is Azra still doing her agility, Robin?
Not yet, but my wife's trying to get her booked into a session at Camperdown at some point, so maybe soon.
Well, we would hope that you would video that session, because we get lots of requests about how Azra's doing, but I believe she's doing really well. Right, let's talk about dogs. Dogs have got a fur coat on. How would you like to be walking about all day in the blazing heat with a fur coat on? You wouldn't. But the advantage that we as humans have got, we can take it off. Your dog can't. So it's really, really important to keep your dog cool in this type of weather, you know, when it's really hot. So what you can do, maybe your dog could get sprayed with a little bit of water to keep them cool. You get cool blankets that you can put on your dog. And I know some people put on towels that have been soaked in water. Now that's a good idea. However, when it dries out, make sure you take it off, because if you don't, all you're doing is heating your dog up again. So that towel that you're putting on your dog must be damp at all times. Make sure there's lots of water for your dog. Try not to walk your dog between 11 and 3, because that can be the hottest times. There's dogs that have got their paws burnt because owners have taken them out for a walk. Now, another thing that I'm not too keen on, and some people might not be happy at me saying this, but it's not a good idea to go out jogging with your dog. Now, I've seen people attaching their dog to them. They've got a hook on the hook of their jeans or trousers or their jogging bottoms or whatever, and the dog's running along beside them. The dog's not got a chance to stop and say, I've had enough. You know, it really is important not to do that. If you want to go out jogging, go and do it yourself, but don't be dragging the dog along as well, especially not in weather like this. Now, Robin, do we need to mention cars and dogs? Surely everybody knows.
Probably worth mentioning, yep.
I'm going to mention it. You don't ever, even for 2 or 3 minutes, leave your dog in a car, because your 2 or 3 minutes can turn into 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes, because you've met someone, somebody's phoned you, you've gone in the shop and there's a queue, or anything could happen. Don't leave your dog in the car. Please don't take your dog to the shops with you and leave it in a car. Just leave it at home, then go back. It really is a very distressing thing for an animal. If you go in your car and when the weather's been hot, the first thing you do is either A, put on the air conditioning, or B, you open all your windows. And some people think, oh, I left the window open for him. Oh, Rover was fine. No, Rover's not fine if you leave a window open, because the air's not really circulating. When you're driving, it's a different matter, because air's billowing in, so you're getting a lot of coolness coming in. But you're not when the car's static, and your car conducts heat like nobody's business. It's absolutely stifling. So please don't put your dogs in that predicament. Now, I think I've mentioned everything that's on the table. I don't know if Robin's got anything else he wants to mention. I'm just coming along and having a quick check. Oh, the other thing I'm going to mention. If you go to the swanny ponds and feed the ducks, the swans, the coots, Please, again, not bread. It just causes mayhem. So a lot more people are visiting the Swanee Ponds in places where there's birds. No bread. I'd promised someone I would mention that. Robin, do you have anything you want to mention about sun safety?
No, I think just the only thing I would say also about dogs is that even if you're leaving them at home, what we tend to find is that if you leave them in the room in the house and it gets a lot of sun coming in the window, it's really important just to make sure you maybe like shut your curtains over to keep some of the heat out, because the rooms in the house can get hot as well. So don't just assume that because leaving at home is going to be a good idea. So yeah, just be careful where you leave them in your house.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And you'll notice yourself, I mean, I don't have a dog, but I take my neighbour's dog out at lunchtime because she's working. And I try not to take her out too long because obviously the weather, but as soon as I see her trying to head towards the shade, I know she's had enough. So I'll make sure she's got water and then get her back inside again into the cool. And my neighbour, she's always got her blinds shut. Yeah, and I think it is for that reason, because the sun comes beating in. I'm going to give you a wee competition. You're up for a competition. Right, I'm going to let you see this, okay? Right, so that's just what is it? That's it, that's the competition. What on earth is this that Alison's got? So I don't know if you can all see that. Don't want to walk too close to Robin. Robin, I'm still 2 metres, but I'll turn it around. I'll turn it to the side. I'll turn it upside down so you can all get a good view of that. Please message in what you think that is, okay? If you message in, Robin and I will try and think, we'll maybe be able to give you a free bottle of water. Could the community health team extend to that wonderful prize, Robin?
Possibly.
So, what is my favourite thing? So I'd love to win a bottle of water. So there you go. Have a look at that. And if anybody can guess what that is, you'll be getting a bottle of water, free from the community health team.
I can guess myself as well then.
Or somebody's saying, can they get the bottle of wine? No, no, we would not hand bottles of wine out. And no, we certainly wouldn't hand out a bottle of beer. And we'll just go over the hydration with alcohol. Not good. Make sure between each alcoholic drink, you have a drink of water. That's it for sun safety today. Get yourselves covered up with lots of sun cream. Keep yourself hydrated. Look out for the kids in the sun. And look out for your furry friends, the dogs.
Just
okay.
So you know, you've got a comment from Cara saying that she's watching you on her break.
Oh, thank you, Cara. It's nice to see you. Now, Cara, I don't want you commenting in what this is because I know you know what that is. So you're not allowed to take part in this competition. Okay, Cara? Right, well, I think that's everybody today. What time is that, Robin? 20 past. I said, Robin, I'm only talking for 10 minutes today, 15 at the most, but look, I get rabbiting on and that's me again. So everybody, have a safe, sunny summer and we'll catch up with you again soon. Bye from Robin and myself.